Now I'm going to go ahead and move into the upper bomb site and just give you guys a quick showing on some of the spams and tricks you can use up here. Most of the time, when I'm playing by the hut area or just on the floor, you know, there's common spams. You're just shooting like this, which goes into the dark spot right here. And they're shooting through the hut, obviously, which is just basic stuff. Then you slide over here and you got the squeaky. Most of the spams I like to use, like I said, is right before a team's going to execute. So a lot of times when a team is going to throw their flashes and run out upper, they'll be throwing flashes from this area or right here. So I'm going to try to direct my bullets to that area. So if I'm going to be standing over here in far vent, an obvious thing that I would like to that I spam normally rather is just shooting through the hut window at that dark spot, or maybe shooting to each side of the door. But the thing you got to be aware of, like I said, before you start shooting, is you don't want to start unloading on this, because at any second, halfway through your clip, they could open the door and flashes come out. And what happens then? You have 10 bullets left, your teammates are also blind, where you're supposed to be covering their squeaky, and you just lost the bomb site for them. So I think the important thing, like I said, is to always, before you start spamming, think of where the other team might be, also how much time might be left, because they could be executing if there's only 20 seconds left. You never want to start spamming, and just where your teammates are and if they're covering the entrances. So try to always check, hey man, I want to spam the hut right now. Can you watch my hut entrance? Yeah, I got it. All right. So you're going to start spamming, and like I said, occasionally the teams might not be aware of the level of teamwork you have going on. So they might think, since you're spamming so much at different spots, that this is just a random thing you're doing, and they're going to run out and try to frag you. So it's good to try to catch people like that off guard. Now again, like I said, not every spam is just meant to, it's to kill. So if you can, while you're floating around, say you know you have 2 set guys watching your hut and you're outside, that means they can only really come out the squeaky. So what I'm going to do, if I'm spamming a spot like here and waiting for them to come out hut, just spamming through the door and whatnot, I'm just going to make sure I listen for the only ways I could die. So if no one's watching squeaky and I'm spamming hut, the only way I could die is someone opening squeaky and running out, or dropping out the hut window. So you could hear when they drop there, and that's what I'm going to be listening for. And just a quick note before I go out to the outside spams and retake spams, it's always good, especially in upper, when you're shooting bullets at anything and you think they might run out of you, even when you don't think they might run out of you, to just conserve a couple bullets, you know? If you're going to shoot 30 Colt bullets at the wall right here, and just because you merely think there's a guy in hut, well, obviously at the same time you got to expect him to run out at you without cover always. So that's a good bait and switch without a teammate sometimes, to shoot 15 bullets and control the timing, and then switch over to right here with 10 bullets or 5 bullets left and frag the guy. So I'm going to restart the round really quick, and then I'm going to go outside and show you and talk to you guys a little bit about retake spams. Because outside of this map, you definitely have your basic spams. You could be standing by the red box right here and spam squeaky. You could stand at this angle right next to this wall and spam right here, and it's spamming right the far vent where they rush if they come out the squeaky. And you have spams like this where you could stand outside and just simply spam the vent. But the thing I really like to stress on, where you mostly use these spams, is either when they're rushing or retaking. And like I said, for rushing, you really only need to just know the simple lineup. Just spamming here and timing, and the only real extra thing you need to be thinking out is if someone else is watching you outside, because if they are doing a rush, they might be trying to run this route and go to big ladder. So you got to make sure that it wasn't just one guy opening the squeaky and they're not rushing out. So like I said, constant communication with your teammates and being clear on what people are watching will let you know when you can pull off a spam. The main thing I really want to talk about, the last part, is retake spams. This is another kind of interesting aspect of spamming, because it also requires timing. You can't just do it at any point, obviously. So normally what will happen is they'll plant the bomb, and if you're on a team with a lot of strategy, you guys are going to try to do a retake of the bomb site. This is where you just throw a bunch of set flashes, and you're going to just come in and storm before the bomb blows so you can defuse the bomb. For our team, I know we have a lot of strategies where it's only really required that 3 people are throwing flashes. So when you're on a team like that where you don't really need to be throwing anything, and maybe you're waiting under the ladder to be useful for the spam. So the time on the clock right now is 7:15, and say we're not going to retake till 7 o'clock. Well, I know that if I have 10 seconds, I can use the spam just to see if I could damage the other team. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to run over here. I'm going to spam this wall, spam a little here, spam like the spots I know, and then right at 7 o'clock he's flashing. I could be closer, and right when he's closer, they're already coming up, and I'm right behind him, and I really didn't waste any time. I didn't have to be watching flag. That's something you have to clarify on. I just know from my experience with my team that I could just spam any spot like this on most of my retakes, and it's mostly the other guys who have the set flashes. So guys, that's about it for the basic summary. I just want to give you guys a quick info at the end here. Just remember, anytime you're spamming a wall, be aware of where your teammates are, where your enemies are, maybe how you could draw and bait them, how much time's left in the round so you know if it's even necessary to spam, and basically just raise the communication level with your teammates to those small intricacies to help you guys improve your overall play. Alright, so this has been an EG Pro Tip sponsored by Kingston HyperX. You guys can check out more videos on www.myeg.net, and I'll catch you guys later.